Breaking news with Paul Toole.
Hello and a very warm welcome. The Cal League, the first Crip softball league in Los Angeles, presents its coffee table book of 500 Black Unity pictures by author L.A. Nutt. The Cal League uplifting families, communities and ending the sickness of gang violence that has plagued black communities for over 50 years. The Cal League players, former Crips on 11 teams, backed by their communities, create a safer environment for all LA communities. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.
What makes you righteous? You see, I don't smoke, I don't drink. I won't fornicate and I won't commit adultery. I don't smoke dope. And I say all my prayers every day. And I give whatever I can in charity. And what else do you do? But what do you mean, what else? Is there something else? That's nothing. That's vanity. So you don't smoke, so what? So you don't drink. You don't use drugs. So what? What are you doing to better the condition of others? What are you doing to reform where you live? And if you do nothing to reform society with the knowledge you have received, then you are guilty of concealing knowledge. And that is a cardinal sin.
Man, back in the day, bro, how y'all used to be on the block, man, when y'all was out there hustling, selling crack. I'm like, selling crack? Nigga, I ain't never sold crack. I never sold crack. I wasn't out there doing that. Somebody came to me, oh, man, that nigga got dope here, and that nigga ain't never sold crack. You saying that like that's a bad thing, nigga? At the end of the day, you should be saying, bro, you a real ass nigga for never selling no crack, bro. For real. At the end of the day, I didn't sell crack because I couldn't. Niggas, who was going to tell me that I couldn't in my neighborhood? I'm really from my neighborhood. I'm not a transport or a nigga that wasn't outside or a nigga didn't have all rights and, right to refusal. You know what I'm talking about? I wasn't a nigga that just came around or just was a goofy nigga. My mama, my daddy really from the soil. You feel me? I really could have did anything I wanted to do in my neighborhood. But at the end of the day, discipline is the greatest form of self-love. You know why? Because you got to be disciplined to stay away from some of the things that the hood offer you. You know what I'm talking about? Because some people got a hood-infected virus, HIV. My OG Twan told me that. He said, man, some niggas got HIV. I said, what, like HIV, the STD, like that kind of disease? He said, no, niggas got hood-infected viruses. I said, ooh, hood-infected viruses. That's crazy. You know why? Because we be infected by the hood. We be infected by everything that we influenced by. Crack selling, robbing, stealing, shooting each other, violence, destruction, destroying, all of the type of things, the impoverished mind state. So we be having that hood-infected virus, right? So I told the dude, nah, man, I ain't never sold crack. You know why? I never wanted nobody feeling like how I felt about folks that sold my mama crack. I never wanted nobody feeling like how folks I sold my daddy heroin, sold my daddy, you feel me, all kind of other stuff. I never wanted no kids feeling like me, how I felt about them. So I never sold crack. It wasn't, oh, nigga, that nigga ain't no real nigga. That nigga ain't sell crack. No, nigga, I'm a realer nigga for not selling crack, for being disciplined enough to love myself. Because remember, discipline is the purest form of self-love. So when you got discipline, when you able to say, I'm going to starve my distractions. If my only reward for selling drugs is money, then I can sacrifice the money and still go further and stay disciplined on my road to my path to say, I want to set a dream and a goal for myself. myself and I want to go after that. And after I go after that, when I start getting it, now I'm able to come back into my community and I'm able to do the things that I always dreamed about. I'm able to open up youth centers. I'm able to open up nightclubs. I'm able to open up clothing stores. I'm able to open up these things, which in return, I'm able to employ people. I'm able to employ security. I'm able to employ chefs and other things. I'm able to pour back into my community instead of taking away from my community. And people will sit up and try to knock you for your positivity. A person to be mad at you because you stayed disciplined. Somebody right now will be mad at you for going to school, going to get educated, going to change generational curses, breaking those generational curses for your family. Somebody will be upset at you. Somebody will say, oh man, that square ass nigga, man, that nigga wasn't outside. Nigga, outside? You say I wasn't outside. You couldn't have been outside because we was out there every day. You know what I'm talking about? But at the end of the day, nowadays, I'm too old for a nigga to say, oh, you ain't outside. My nigga, rent is $4,000 a month where we at. I don't know what outside do, but the only reason you outside is probably because you homeless, nigga. At the end of the day, because any nigga that's paying the mortgages and the rent that people like us is paying, they ain't trying to be outside. I'm trying to get every bit of my money back for this goddamn rent and for this goddamn mortgage. So fuck outside. I'm telling you right now, little homie, you don't got to catch a body to be somebody. You don't got to ride around with a gun to be the one. You don't got to do none of that, man. You know what I'm talking about? Stay disciplined on what it is that you want to do. You like playing video games, nigga, go become a professional gamer. They giving niggas 6 figures more. You know what I'm talking about? You want to be a clothing designer, start figuring out whatever it is that you want to do. You got swag, you got drip. You want to be a ball player, stay disciplined, go to the gym, go do whatever. Whatever it is that you doing, do that. And don't worry about a nigga telling you, oh, man, that nigga square ass nigga, man, that nigga woo woo, that nigga this. He ain't part of the gang. He ain't one, because I'm telling you, every nigga that's talking about gang, what's up, member? What's up, woo? Them gonna be the same niggas that's gonna be at Rolling Hills or San Quentin. And they gonna be like, yeah, bro, it's gang. This how fucked up the gang is, right? I'm gonna give you this, right? And then I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm gonna fade away like MJ. You get what I'm talking about? This how the cold game is right here, though. Them same niggas that went to jail for getting on something, for smacking something, they gonna sit down in jail. There's somebody else from the neighborhood gonna come up in there, and they gonna be in there like, bro, what we funking for? And they gonna be like, shit, I don't even know, really, bro. That shit was some shit we did as kids, bro. I ain't even on that shit right now, bro. I'm trying to get home. Nigga, my son's 16 years old right now on some bullshit. For real? Nigga, my son 14. That's crazy. Hell yeah, blood. Then you see 2 niggas that kicked off the funk, or 2 niggas that started all the beef, or 2 rivals that created all the bullshit, sitting up in the same pile with each other, sitting up, working in the same area, right? And they doing the whole shit, and you like, hold on, them niggas cool, nigga. We out here funking because of them niggas. And now the younger generation don't even know why they in the member, don't know who started the gang, don't know who did none of that, but they seeing, nigga, y'all in here funking, while the main niggas that started off all this beef, they sitting up in the cell together trying to figure out a way how they could come home and come back and change the narrative. Man, this shit get crazy, man. I'm telling you, it ain't no future in your front. I'm gonna just keep it real with you, bro. Stay focused, stay driven. Stay positive. Ain't nothing wrong with being positive. Ain't nothing wrong with pouring no love into this game. I'm gonna tell you this, why? Because these niggas gonna hate you for being positive. At the end of the day, like Pac said, niggas gonna hate you for whatever you do. So you might as well do the right thing. Spike Lee, Air.
Welcome to the show. Listen, man, somebody need to go get that brother a trophy because he aired it out. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Dr. Crip, man. Welcome back. Well, we talking about GAMD right there. Everything he was talking about is GAMD, gang addiction, mental disorder. And how did we need to ask him, what were your tools that you missed it where you didn't put yourself in it? Because selling crack, oh, I love to sell crack. This is my sickness. Oh my God, I love to sell crack so bad. I mean, I just had to wake up. I mean, just when you buy them ounces and you cook it and you cut it and you just like, ooh, that go 20, 30, 50, 80. That's my profit. It is remarkable as how to young men passes that stage of gang addiction, mental disorder. You got to have some firm beliefs. You got to have some people that's going to look out for you. You got definitely spirituality is somewhere up in it. You know, I mean, you in order to pass selling crack, man, that is some strong-willed stuff right there, because once you sell some crack and you realize you can get you some Air Jordans and all this other stuff without your mama having to wait on the county check and her work check she been slaving for, and then she find out that the shoes is 200 instead of 100 or 89. She be like, I ain't giving you all that money for no pair of shoes. Hey man, look, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Dr. Crip. This is summertime prevention, man, where we talking about summer youth prevention and stuff like that, ways to prevent kids from killing each other. And it's no more in 24. That's all we talking about. No more in 24, man. What he just said, that says it all. Why we need more gang members. We don't, each gang right now, the blood, is they going back on their word? They promised me that they wouldn't put nobody else on. Man, I'm gonna have to get out of here, man, and check some people. I'm gonna have to get out of these streets, man, and go check some people, man. Because people said, man, that look, we telling you nothing, we ain't doing no more in 24, man. We need to get the mayor on with this, man. Everybody that we connected to with the mayor need to say no more in 24, man. We need to get the ball rolling on this, man. No more in 24. Let's give a shout out. Westside Life. Solar Tribalism. Did I say that right? Hey, I be confessing about reading so much, huh? I forgot to I don't know if I said that right. Tribalism. That's it. Tribalism. Tribalism. I got it right. Solar tribalism. Yeah, welcome to the show, man. Welcome everybody that's tuning in, that's giving us a look at, what's going on out here, man, because, we sure got a lot of sucker stuff out here, man. People out here doing all kind of stuff out here, man. They don't think we hear it, but we hear it, We see it, we hear it, we live in it. Our people was out here going crazy. You feel me? One move away, RW. What it do, brother? Hey, Dr. Crip, no more in 24. Well, let me start with the top. Hey, Westside Life. Hey, Dr. Crip, ending the sickness. These podcasters are just endorsing death of our youth. No more in 24. Look, man, that's why I'm telling you right now. I can only respect the podcasters that are actually gang members. That's number one. I can't stand podcasters that are not gang members that make a living and profiting off of talking about gangs. That's just the way it is. I know it's an open forum. Anybody can talk about what they want in the world, but when it just comes to me, my personal thing is, if you ain't did it while you talking about it, then would make me accept you if you giving monies back or you trying to stop it. But if you a podcaster and you out here profiting on death and nonsense and beefs and all this other stuff, and you ain't doing nothing to stop it, then, F you, all that. Yeah, we can run that fade. We can do all that. Now, if you a real one, then, you got, at some point, you're going to have to talk about peace, man. You can't keep talking about how many times can we talk about where gangs start. Everybody in LA know about it almost. I mean, other states, I guess it's content for other states finding out about Raymond, Washington, and Tookie and all this, but I don't need to know none of that, because when it comes down to it inside this house, them niggas don't mean nothing to LA. Nothing. When they died, they went in the dirt. When Tookie died, he went in the dirt. When Raymond Washington died, he went in the dirt. Don't act like they just left some type of solid-ass foundation where niggas out here just booming and everything. No, it's raggedy out here. So I'm not celebrating that. I'm not going to celebrate that. I'm not finna give them dudes props for starting the Crips. What the Crips got, what the Bloods got, what they done. Ain't no hospitals, ain't no schools out here. I'm a solid one. I ain't got nothing to show for that. My whole life was dedicated to Crip neighborhood and all this stuff. I ain't got nothing to show for it. 6 shots. No, 9. Other people. You feel me? But 6 of them from my own hood. So, but that's my story. I know that ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, though. But don't act like your story got something to do with it that's just so successful. You ain't got no hospitals. You ain't got no banks. And the ones that's successful, it's just like the rich people in the world, a small percentage. That's why they call them the 1%ers. The 1% of Crips and Bloods who are successful in Los Angeles, that is a 1% category, homie. And chances are that you can still die by the hands of a sucker at any given time. So just don't act like, oh, yeah. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't act like, Crip and this. Yeah. No, that's that elite 1% of homies that went through the mud and all that, came out, got their stores, got their businesses, got their restaurants, and booming. That's a 1% category. The same as these Democrats and Republicans talking about these rich folks. Ain't no bunch of Bill Gates Crips out here. That's out. Ain't no bunch of Bill Gates Crips out here. That's my work phone, man. Don't worry about it. Get you a job, you'll know about it. I got to check out. That's nothing. I got to check out, man. Yeah, that's a 1%. That's a 1% category, man. So don't act like that category is just something that's just booming so much where everybody is gonna have their turn at that. Nah, that ain't how that work, man. Don't start lying at people out here talking about that they out here. If you join the Crips and Bloods, your life is gonna be booming and all that, man. Stop lying to these kids. That's why it's no more in 24, homie. We don't need to be lying to these kids no more. You heard everything that brother said. That dude ain't lied about nothing. That dude ain't lied about nothing he said. One move away, RW, Terrell Gaines, what it do? Dr. Crip, I'm from Chi-Town, and I totally fucking concur. Yeah, Chi-Town, you feel me? Hey, look, just imagine, bro. Listen, now you just like you said, you got a lot of haters that will, do stuff or whatever. Just imagine if Chicago, New York, LA, Texas, Florida. Imagine if all those gang members just not come together. We come to y'all hood, none of that. But just look, man, we finna stop beefing with each other. We all black and we finna create something. We gonna work on it and really be serious about it. Can you dig it? Hey, the warrior. Hey, look. You talking about some serious stuff. Because Chicago is serious. I didn't know Chicago disciples and vice lords and all that was serious like that until I ran into them dudes in another state. And the homies start telling me about them dudes in jail. Like, what? Niggas would get off on you and knock you down. You would be dead. I found out in traffic in a whole nother state that they trying to take over, that we trying to take over. We bumping heads with them. But just imagine if we work together and just build a pipeline to where we like, man, look, man, we trying to build schools, hospitals, everything. You know, we trying to do. Imagine how much the culture would change. What y'all call the culture. Imagine how much the culture would change, man. You talking about a lot. But like he said, everybody got hood infected viruses. You feel me? They out for themselves. It's top of, I'm going to the top notch. I need 18 chains. I need whips. I need all this, that, you know, and you're going to go to jail. You're going to die. Ain't nobody going to look out for your family, nothing. At the end of the day, Chicago got the same, all that drill music, all that ain't nothing different than what's going on out here. A different style of killing people, gangs. That's it. It's the same stuff. And you heard what the boy said. You know, Mr. Orange, you heard what he said. He's going to bring the National Guard up in there. So now what y'all going to do when that National Guard come up in there? And they put them orders down. And they start targeting them trap houses and all that. What people going to do then? Because you just going to okay it for the government to come on in and kill. So you might as well just come together. Might as well just stop and say, man, listen, man, we need to just come together. Let's end this. You feel me? And come together. Same thing the Crips and the Bloods need to do out here. Really just cut it out. Don't come together so y'all can break in houses together. That's what they come together for. So we can burglarize and tear. Nah, man, come together. Really, when you understand the purpose of coming together, what it's been for, the purpose of coming together is to benefit the community. That means the community is going to benefit. That the 8 trays and the 9 O's are no longer beefing. That means the community is going to benefit. Not the 8 trays and 9 O's. Y'all going to benefit and ain't nobody killing each other. But the benefit is going to be to the community because now I don't have to worry about my child getting shot innocently, chased innocently, socked innocently, robbed, and all this other stuff. Y'all work together. Man, look, welcome to the show, man. This is Dr. Crip, man. This is summertime prevention, man. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on out here. You know, during this summer, man, you know, people, a lot of people are getting hurt still, man, you know, and we may not see it, we may not hear it, you may not see it or hear it all the time, but it's happening, you know. It's really happening, you know. Oh, hey, one move away. Hey, Dr. Crip, no more 24. Did you hear about the young lady who was killed a few weeks ago? Shaking my head, the sickness. Oh, must be in the sickness. Yeah, I did hear about that. I think that happened when I was in Texas. And a couple of people explained to me, you know, all I know is that now that's just another girl who won't get to see her family, you know. It's just another tragedy in the streets, you know. So I apologize. I mean, I'm sorry for the family, you know, for the family who got to deal with that, you know. That's what I'm talking about. You don't want to be a parent and have to come see your child cold laying somewhere, man. That's the worst feeling in the world. I'm telling you right now. That's the worst feeling in the world, man, to go see your child cold laying in a car, cold laying on the sidewalk, man, and they ain't moving. And they stiff and hard as a board. You know, that is some traumatizing stuff that a parent, a mother got to deal with. So, you know, these mothers, if you leave it up to these mothers, you know, they got a whole lot of solutions that we could do. You know, they need to be in some of these meetings with some of these gang prevention people, you know, so they could tell their stories about what's going on out here. But Yeah. The you know, I had a story that I was going to tell about you know, I don't know if I told this story or not. I can't really remember, but I'm gonna tell this story of how I think I did tell this story about Crash LAPD when I got caught with the guns when we broke in the police house. And I got caught with the guns. But how you get yourself how you get yourself out of trouble and you how you can change the perception of a case that you get because I was so used to and see, I probably got in trouble, God put me through all that stuff because I'm gonna test you on this and that. I ain't gonna let you go down for this, but this is just to the testament of the ability that God is involved in your life. You may be thinking you getting away with stuff, but it's always a bigger plan, Um, when we hit the house, I found all the burners. So I'm one of the ones who created that rule. Don't leave no burners. Take that burner. Don't give it to nobody. And the homie was in the park. The little homie was in the park. He had the burner. So he working with that rule. So he walked up to me. He said, "Hey, big homie," he was like, "Look, man, I got the burner, and I don't want to leave it. I don't want to give it to nobody. I'm showing giving it to them dudes right there." He like, "Can you hold it?" And I'm like, why you hitting me? Why you hitting me with the "can you hold it," man? I'm above all that, man. You can't hit me with that. He like, "Man, my mama coming, man, and they finna be here in a second. Woo, woo, woo." And I'm like, I'm like, "What's wrong with them?" He like, "Man, they goofy. I'm not finna give it to them, knowing that he just got DP. Remember, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he is stupid." Soon as I said that, his mama pulled up. Blah, blah, blah. He like, "Man, I gotta go, man. I don't want to get in the car, with no blower, man." So I said, "Man, give it to me." So I took the blower and I'm going in the back of the park to throw it in the ivory bushes. While I'm going in the back of the park to throw it in the ivory bushes, here come Crash. Boom, free, none, drop his head. I drop and break, boom. They catch me, and I think I did tell that story when they kicked me in my chin, and the doctor uh, made the police let me tell the story of how my chin got kicked and all that, and um, so when I was fighting the case, so now I'm in jail. So I'm fighting the case. So they come to the cell. They hit me with all them charges from the burglary of the police house, but I had them gloves. So boom, they they say I get the public defender. So he like, "Man, look," he like, "What?" He like, "You had what you was doing with the burner with this and that." I said, "Nah, man, I seen some 12-year-old kids with the guns, so I took the guns from them, and at the same time I was finna put it up, and do something with it." That's when the police came. All it just so happened to happen all at once. I wasn't finna stand in the park with the gun. I knew I could hide it in the bushes right there when nobody find it. Don't no kids play out there because it's, poison ivy and all that type of stuff in the bushes. So he like, okay. He like, "Man, he like your fingerprints and all that ain't in the house." And I'm like, "Nah, man, I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Boom. So when we go to court, I think I ended up taking 2 weeks or something like that. But the public defender, he believed me when I said I was working with the kids, this and that, because I told him to call certain people and they vouched for me, boom. But that's stuff when you got to know these gang intervention, prevention people, they get in trouble and they don't know how to use the power that they got. Like you may see a few years ago, man, you got caught for some type of sexual stuff with a kid. Like, how you get caught up with some sexual stuff? That's come on, man, that's a trip, and you already got flashing and indecency all on your jacket, so the gang intervention people need to do a better job of screening these people who they getting. That's how they're talking to these kids. So once the fingerprints and all that didn't never come back, the case got dismissed and I popped out. And when I popped out, they seen me. They was like, "Oh, what you doing out of jail?" They just turned the heat up, They just keep turning the heat up on you. So, when you out here in these streets and you dealing with these kids, just like how he said, his little homie asked him, you got to give him that raw truth. A lot of people would have told that dude who is his little homie, "Oh yeah, I was selling big birds." He kept it 100. Man, I ain't sell no dope, man. I'm out, and he's still out here living. And all the people that was on his level said, a lot of them snitches, drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? Can't come around no more for various reasons. When you look at what the hood can give you over a long period run like that, it's not a good thing. And that's what people need to start telling these kids, man, that listen, bro, this ain't what you need, homie. This is not what you want. You don't want to be from no hood. Why you got to be from the hood? You don't need to be from the hood to be down. You could do all that and not be a part of the gang. You can be just as hard. You can be 18 chains. You can do all that. You do not need the gang to be a part of that. And see, just like how he said, coding. See, people don't understand, man. These kids out here running around, they got all this coding, all this apps and all this stuff. Black people, the kids need to get it. Now, we do got kids involved in that, but they don't highlight it enough to let other kids know that this is what's happening. Everybody want to be the scammers. Everybody want to be the credit cards and the scams and the checks and the somewhat of the drugs, which gangs out here, they don't got trap houses like that no more. They don't got spots out here. Ain't no spots out here. Ain't no more weed spots. They gone. You don't need weed spots. I'll never forget when she told me that right before I went to prison. She called me on my phone. I went to prison in 2011. And when I got out, weed was totally different. And I remember in 2011, she called me and it was about 12:30, 1 o'clock. We was coming from the strip club. She called me. She said, "Yeah, Mr. Huster Nut, I don't need you." She was drunk. She was like, "I don't need you. I ain't got to have the right change. I ain't got to have the $20 bills. No, I ain't got to have none of that. I ain't got to wait for you to come. I ain't got to, what she said she was going off. She was like, "Yeah, I ain't got to do nothing." She said, "Yeah, I'm good. I got a spot for my house and my job. I don't need you." I was like, what's she talking about? That's them weed spots when they were just starting. She was like, I don't need you no more. See, them weed spots benefited because who gonna benefit off of it more than females? Because now females ain't gotta come to no janky spot. This nigga trying to touch my titties all the time. I gotta go through all these goofies and all. No, I go right down here. Hey, how you doing? Yes, a top shelf, please. Ooh, thank you. And you out of there. You ain't gotta go through nuts. So that, you know what? I know y'all gonna steal my idea, but see, guess what? I'm gonna have AI write it tonight because you don't know how to get AI to write it. It's called I'm gonna make a movie called The Last Weed Spot. Watch y'all take my watch. Now check this out. RW, the one smoke. Y'all know when y'all see it, know that I done it first. I'm gonna make a movie called about the last weed spot in Los Angeles. It's about a dude that go to prison before the change of the weed, of the legal weed stores, and when he get out of prison, you know, it's different. But he had the last weed spot. You know, he was trying to hold on. That's a classic. That's a classic. Western Ave Queen XC, what it do? Hey, look, but this is the stuff that you gotta tell the youth, because guess what? It's suckers every day, man. When you sit back and think about, some of my little homies used to get mad. They said, man, y'all got snitch names. Why the homie give us snitch names? Now they want to change their names. You change your name yet less than a year. I watched the dude get the beat bad for changing his name. I didn't been involved in all that. Gangs does not add up. There's no situation, or you behind a smoker or something like that. There's no. I don't want to be named after no smoker, no snitch, no none of that. Is what they hollering now. So now they like to come, I want my own name. You get your own name, and a year later, you a snitch and you filed. You got beat up and ran off and all that. And that name is with you now. Andre Phillips. Oh, there's still one spot left in the UG. You probably know who I'm talking. Hey, look, we got some people that ain't gonna let it go. And you know, we got some homies that ain't gonna let it go. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna let it go, man. I'm gonna ride this out. I'm gonna ride this out till the wheels fall off. Yeah, that's my guy. But when we talk about the, you know, it's a subject that I want to talk about, but I'm waiting for this young lady to call me back so I can ask her some questions about a certain situation that's going on right now that's making all of LA look bad. It's making one gang in particular look bad. It's making all of LA look bad. And the fact that even if we're not from that neighborhood, that gang, I ain't gonna say neighborhood because it's not a neighborhood gang. Even though we're not from that gang, we can speak on it because that guy is a young dummy or a young wannabe soldier or a young, we don't know what's happening with him, but we do know that old niggas put him in the position, and ain't no old dudes helping him now, and he just running around on the internet crashing. You may know what I'm talking about, but it's one of the most serious situations of 2024 right now, what this young dude is doing. But I'm not gonna say nothing. But if you catch on to who I'm talking about, you might catch on. And believe me, he is a hot topic, and he's making all of LA look bad. And he's from a particular gang in South Central. So, but I'm waiting on somebody that knows this dude, and I just want to ask her how she feel about it before I bring him up. But his situation can be talked about because it affects all of LA, you know. So I'm just waiting to I'm just waiting to hear from her to ask her a couple of questions about him, because that situation been on my brain since he been talking all on social media. And but it goes directly to what we talking about: gang addiction, mental disorder, what these kids out here facing. Like the episode from yesterday, you know, the guy that's running from the police with the baby in the car. You know, I mean, you did not know that gangs. This is part of your job. You're gonna be, you going to jail. The Hoovers is gonna mess with you. He's screaming F the Hoovers and all this, like they done something wrong. Like they was at work. They doing their job. They seen you, whether they got on you, messing with you, you had to shoot at them, they shot at you, whatever the case that took place with that guy that was in the car chase. You know, it at the end of the day, the panicking that he did doesn't reflect what a real Crip or Blood would be going through. So you have to be leery about stuff like that. So he recording his situation. He like, man, I ain't gonna make it. Sound like he want to. I don't know if that's a attempt to kill himself. He gonna die. I don't know, but I'm going to jail. If the police got me, I'm caught. I ain't finna put my baby at risk. I ain't finna put my baby mama at risk. If I'm caught, I'm caught. I'm just going to jail. I ain't finna be doing no high-speed chases and all that. Ain't you robbing and selling drugs? You got money? Go get you an attorney. Look for a bail. That's the only thing you can do. See if you can get a bail and fight the case. I guess people don't believe in none of that no more. They just, rather just, go to social media. Man, I'm at the Hoovers and, man, what? I shouldn't even be doing this. Like, what, what is that? What? I don't even understand what is all that about, man, But this is why no more in 24. This is why the youth, we need some type of prevention for the youth. The prevention programs out here for the youth. We got to get these gangs, Compton, Watts, Long Beach, South Central, West Side, Lancaster, Palmdale, Paramount, where else at? Pomona, West Covina, wherever it's Crips and Bloods supposed to be at. Everybody need to get on this No More in 24 initiative and be pushing it. Like, we don't want to see no more 12, 13-year-old tattoos on the face, wasted life. We don't want to see none of this no more, because this is what's ruining, LA. And just like I said a while ago, what's happening with the Kendrick Lamar stuff, you feel me? Because it's not his fault that everybody came together and did whatever. He just made a song. The song is a diss song to somebody else, but it brought us together. I don't understand the concept of that, but if everybody is on this Bloods and tying blue rags and red rags together, then that's something that you can't play with. You got to take that serious. So it need to be something else done. TDE and other people need to step up, and they need to do something. You got these people, everybody that's in rap, that's a Blood and Crip, maybe they trying to go for it, but everybody ain't no Blood, ain't no rapper that's a Blood and Crip. So how you reach them people? If it's a music industry, is this a music industry thing push, or is this something for the streets to push? We need to know where it's at, because if the streets is involved in this, then we need to jump on this. And somebody need to be talking to somebody, man. Because if nothing don't happen, guess what's gonna happen? It's just gonna die out. That movement just gonna die. Like it seems like it's dying out right now. You know, I ain't heard too much nothing else about it. You know, I ain't seen no new videos of Crips and Bloods, the drill, like the Chicago drill rappers. I mean, I'm pretty sure they got the same thing with the Crips and Bloods. They talking about each other. They ain't making no songs together. You know, I ain't seen no unity peace picnics. Well, you can't say picnic. Don't use the word picnics. More information for you. If you did not know, picnics is a derogatory word against black people. How Kendrick Lamar said, let me put you up on game. Picnic. Stop saying that. Use outing. Let's go on a eat run. Use anything you want but picnic. Picnic is what the whites used to do to the slaves while they was out, and regular black people. Not only just slaves, but free black people. You feel me? That was gathering, because you know black people been celebrating all the time. This is something that we've been doing. You know, getting together, celebrating, and all that. And the white redneck racist people will come and pick a nigga. You feel me? So, and they start calling it picnic. Excuse me. And they start calling it picnic, which was short for pick a nigga. So don't use the word picnic no more. My auntie put me up on that. So that's real game for you. That's something that information you find out when you go back south, when you go back home to places like Dallas, Texas, and all that, where racism is real big, you know. So don't use the word picnic no more. Think of something else. But yeah, it is definitely time for us to get together, you know, to talk about improvements for this youth, man. You know, I like this guy right here, man. Hood infected virus. Let's listen to this dude. You gotta listen to what he's saying. Pay attention to what this dude is saying, because it's all facts what he's saying. It's just killing me, the facts that he just kicking, it's just so real for this time of this generation and everything. Just like, man, like, are you serious? You know, check this out.
When y'all was out there hustling, selling crack, I'm like, selling crack?
Wait a minute.
My little homie asked me, man, back in the day, bro, how y'all used to be on the block, man, when y'all was out there hustling, selling crack? I'm like, selling crack? Nigga, I ain't never sold crack. I never sold crack. I wasn't out there doing that. Somebody came to me, oh, man, that nigga got dope here, and that nigga ain't never sold crack. You saying that like that's a bad thing, nigga? At the end of the day, you should be saying, bro, you a real ass nigga for never selling no crack, bro. For real. At the end of the day, I didn't sell crack because I couldn't. Niggas, who was gonna tell me that I couldn't in my neighborhood? I'm really from my neighborhood. I'm not a transport or a nigga that wasn't outside, or a nigga didn't have all rights and right to refusal. You know what I'm talking about? I wasn't a nigga that just came around or just was a goofy nigga. My mama, my daddy really from the soil. You feel me? I really could have did anything I wanted to do in my neighborhood. But at the end of the day, discipline is the greatest form of self-love. You know why? Because you got to be disciplined to stay away from some of the things that the hood offer you. You know what I'm talking about? Because some people got a hood-infected virus, HIV. My OG Twan told me that. He said, man, some niggas got HIV. I said, what, like HIV, the STD, like that kind of disease? He said, no, niggas got hood-infected viruses. I said, ooh, hood-infected viruses. That's crazy. You know why? Because we be infected by the hood. We be infected by everything that we influenced by. crack selling, robbing, stealing, shooting each other, violence, destruction, destroying, all of the type of thing, the impoverished mind state. So we be having that hood infected virus, right? So I told the dude, nah, man, I ain't never sold crack. You know why? I never wanted nobody feeling like how I felt about folks that sold my mama crack. I never wanted nobody feeling like how folks I sold my daddy heroin, sold my daddy, you feel me, all kind of other stuff. I never wanted no kids feeling like me, how I felt about them. So I never sold crack. It wasn't, oh, nigga, that nigga ain't no real nigga. That nigga ain't sell crack. No, nigga, I'm a realer nigga for not selling crack, for being disciplined enough to love myself. Because remember, discipline is the purest form of self-love. So when you got discipline, when you able to say, I'm going to starve my distractions. If my only reward for selling drugs is money, then I can sacrifice the money and still go further and stay disciplined on my road to my path to say, I want to set a dream and a goal for myself, and I want to go after that. And after I go after that, when I start getting it, now I'm able to come back into my community and I'm able to do the things that I always dreamed about. I'm able to open up youth centers. I'm able to open up nightclubs. I'm able to open up clothing stores. I'm able to open up these things, which in return, I'm able to employ people. I'm able to employ security. I'm able to employ chefs and other things. I'm able to pour back into my community instead of taking away from my community. And people will sit up and try to knock you for your positivity. A person to be mad at you because you stayed disciplined. Somebody right now will be mad at you for going to school, going to get educated, going to change generational curses, breaking those generational curses for your family. Somebody will be upset at you. Somebody will say, oh man, that square ass nigga, man, that nigga wasn't outside. Nigga, outside. You say I wasn't outside. You couldn't have been outside because we was out there every day. You know what I'm talking about? But at the end of the day, nowadays, I'm too old for a nigga to say, oh, you ain't outside. My nigga, rent is $4,000 a month where we at. I don't know what outside do, but the only reason you outside is probably because you homeless, nigga. At the end of the day, because any nigga that's paying the mortgages and the rent that people like us is paying, they ain't trying to be outside. I'm trying to get every bit of my money back for this goddamn rent and for this goddamn mortgage. So fuck outside. I'm telling you right now, little homie, you don't got to catch a body to be somebody. You don't got to ride around with a gun to be the one. You don't got to do none of that, man. You know what I'm talking about? Stay disciplined on what it is that you want to do. You like playing video games, nigga, go become a professional gamer. They giving niggas 6 figures more. You know what I'm talking about? You want to be a clothing designer, start figuring out whatever it is that you want to do. You got swag, you got drip. You want to be a ball player, stay disciplined, go to the gym, go do whatever. Whatever it is that you doing, do that. And don't worry about a nigga telling you, oh, man, that nigga square ass nigga, man, that nigga woo woo, that nigga this, he ain't part of the gang. He ain't one, because I'm telling you, every nigga that's talking about gang, what's up, member? What's up, woo woo? Them gonna be the same niggas that's gonna be at Rolling Hills or San Quentin. And they gonna be like, yeah, bro, it's gang. Then this how fucked up the gang is, right? I'm gonna give you this, right? And then I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm gonna fade away like MJ. You get what I'm talking about? This how the cold game is right here, though. Them same niggas that went to jail for getting on something, for smacking something, they gonna sit down in jail. Then somebody else from the neighborhood gonna come up in there, and they gonna be in there like, bro, what we funking for? And they gonna be like, shit, I don't even know, really, bro. That shit was some shit we did as kids, bro. I ain't even on that shit right now, bro. I'm trying to get home. Nigga, my son's 16 years old right now on some bullshit. For real? Nigga, my son 14. That's crazy. Hell yeah, blood. Then you see 2 niggas that kicked off the funk, or 2 niggas that started all the beef, or 2 rivals that created all the bullshit, sitting up in the same pile with each other, sitting up working in the same area, right? And they doing the whole shit, and you like, hold on, them niggas cool, nigga. We out here funking because of them niggas. And now the younger generation don't even know why they in the member, don't know who started the gang, don't know who did none of that, but they saying, nigga, y'all in here funking, while the main niggas that started off all this beef, they sitting up in the cell together trying to figure out a way how they could come home and come back and change the narrative. Man, this shit get crazy, man. I'm telling you, it ain't no future in your front. I'm gonna just keep it real with you, bro. Stay focused, stay driven. Stay positive. Ain't nothing wrong with being positive. Ain't nothing wrong with pouring no love into this game. I'm gonna tell you this why, because these niggas gonna hate you for being positive. At the end of the day, like Pac said, niggas gonna hate you for whatever you do. So you might as well do the right thing. Spike Lee, Air.
That nigga said, rent $4,000 out here. What are you talking about? Man, I ain't got time to be playing with y'all. Man, rent $4,000 out here, man. You must be homeless. You ain't, because it's a whole. Half the generation is homeless. Yeah. Let me tell you something what I see. I watch these little dudes. Here come the man with the money. They running all jumping in his car. Yeah. Then they get on social media and they all in one car. You feel me? Why you ain't in your own car? Why you ain't in your own car? You know? Oh, here come the dude with the money. You know, everybody jumping in his car. Everybody getting crumbs. And they happy with it. They happy being flunkies. Girl Scout cookies. Miss you, Nut. Hey, I miss you too. Listen, man. Don't fall for the okie doke. No more in 24. Ain't nothing. Did you hear what he said? Ain't nothing wrong with being positive. What is wrong with being positive? Man, I don't do none of that. Look, let me tell you something. I got one of my little homies, right? I love his son to death. I mean, just the way he is a split and direct image of his daddy, right? They got OCD. They clean all the time. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Right. I go to his house. I think he was watching the Super Bowl or something. And I go to his house, right? Now his daddy got OCD, right? So he like, all the food is in there, So I get my plate, I wash my hands, get my plate, you know what I'm saying? I pull back the foil on one, then I go back, pull the foil back on another one. I'm trying to look just to see, what I want. And I see some. Oh, I see this. Let me get this first. Do you know that this young man behind me, right? He pulled the foil down, and I look, and I'm like, "Hey, man, they got one finished." And he looked like, "Hey," it was like, remember, on American Gangster, what's his name? Denzel blew his brains out. Remember when he put the cup on? And Denzel took it, he wiped the cup, and set it back down, put the coaster down. That's what he did to me. And I'm like, man, ain't no way this nigga could be no gang member. He like, man, that nigga ain't finna be no goddamn gang member. He on something else. Them boy is on something else. You feel me? He like low riders and all kind of other stuff. Lord, where is those kids that out here to lead these other kids away from what they think is what they want, and they not making the cut. You feel me? They not making the cut. These young dudes out here, how you from the hood from 3 years and you think you can just shoot people, OGs, and just because they in your business. You ain't even been over here. You ain't been from this hood. Ghost told me, Nut, he get an opinion because I was ready to sock the homie out. Ghost said, nah, Nut. He been around 10 years. He got an opinion. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not saying he a buster or none of that. But I just didn't like what he was saying. Like, some of it you didn't do, You like, nah, Nut, still he get an opinion. He been from the hood 10 years. He got a solid 10. So his opinion mattered because he know. I was like, oh, okay. I said, so 10 years, that's it? He like, yeah, man, if they been around 10 years and more, boom. These dudes ain't been from these hoods 4-5 years. Kicking up dust and go turn east side, go turn west side, go turn Bloods. Because you done got into it over here. The heat then came. You done lost the fight. You done went to jail. You done told. Now you done turned a whole nother game. You ain't even been from this gang 10 years already, turning another game. Come on, man. Stop. Why don't you just stop? Just stop. You know what I'm saying? You didn't make the cut. You know why you got to turn? Why you got to go turn a whole nother game? They called me. They said, "No, this dude been for 4 games. There's somebody running around right now, 2024." They said he was from 40s. He was from 8 Trey, 6-0. Now he from on the east side somewhere, you know. I said, wait. He said, yeah. Everywhere you go, he causes mass confusion and just turning. And the gangs is putting him on. That's why I said, and the gangs is steadily putting him on. Please, Lord, have mercy. Are you serious with these kids out here, man? No more in 24, man. We don't need no more in 24, man. You know, let's just stop it. Let's just stop it. Let's just cut it out, man. No more in 24. I want to talk about, but I may talk about it next week. What happens after the fame of gains? What do you do? Meaning that you didn't put your name that got famous. Now, after the fame, you know, you shot somebody, you stole this, you burglarized, you hit 30,000. You after the fame, now your name, now what? What is it? What is it that you look to do? What happens after this? Because a lot of people can't handle it. Like I got a homie, he lost a fight. He lost one fight. And it was on social media. And do you know, within 6 months, he was on meth. Straight down for losing one fight. One fight on social media caused that boy to 6 months, he on drugs. They said he didn't turn Hoover. He got Hoover all on his face. They was gonna kill him one night. I was standing on the block outside, and they came to kill him. And they said I was standing there. I was the cause of why they couldn't kill him. But I didn't see Hoover tattooed on his face. I didn't see nothing. He was dressed like a bum. The boy came out the window with a gun this big. I'm just looking at him. And he's just looking at him too. He ain't scared because his mind is so spaced out. He ain't even tripping no more. He just look at him drive by. And I look too, like, what? And they called the homies. The other 2 homies know what's going on. They in the backyard. They like, we waiting on the shot. They called me later. They were like, we knew what was happening. We was waiting on the shots. They said he was walking down the street. I said, yeah, he was standing next to me. I seen him. He came out the blue. I was talking to him. They said, oh, that's why we didn't hear the shots. I said, so they went, the people that were supposed to kill him, they went and called their commanders. And they called me like, what's up? What's up, bro? What's up? Like, guys over here, woo, this and that. I said, man, wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. Y'all saying that this dude is responsible for some sneak shootings and all this other stuff? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Y'all said that he got Hoover now tattooed on his face, right? And he got the hood crossed out and all that? Yeah. Yeah. Who said that? Oh, the homegirl said that. Woo. I said, she said she seen him and all that with that on his face and all that. Was like, yeah. I said, well, let me tell you something. I'm standing next to him. I seen him come by. He hung out the window, boys in the hood style. He seen me standing there and he didn't shoot. I said, but can I tell you something? He like, yeah, what's up? I said, he does not have Hoover on his face. He is dressed like a homeless bum right now. So I doubt that he's been doing any type of shooting. He need a 4-week haircut. He needs a haircut very badly. And I don't know about anything about being hardcore and all this, but this is not the same guy. He said, for real? I said, yeah. I said, why are you authorizing shootings and you ain't checked none of this out? Man, you do not want your child a part of a dysfunctional, unorganized gang. Do not do it. I said, this dude, all these rumors that have been floating around about this guy is untrue. I'm sitting here looking at him. He got on Mitch Mac socks, man. He got on shorts with no pockets. He got on the shorts, basketball, with no pockets, with a tank top. And he need a haircut bad. This is not no killer right here that I'm talking to. If somebody said that this is the dude that came and popped on y'all in the park a week ago or something, they are lying. Because I just asked him where he been. And trust me, he didn't lie. Because he is spaced out. His daddy is looking for him. Listen, the Hoovers called him. They couldn't even kill him because they knew. They called the homie and said, hey, man, you got a homie such and such? Like, yeah. He like, man, don't you know this dude was in our backyard? We had him over here. He said, hey, look. He said, I ain't going down for killing JoJo the tire man. It's what the Hoover dudes say like that. I'm not killing no goofy. Let that dude go. Because his mind is spaced out. He's on drugs now. His mind, he's on the glass, the crystal meth. He's a meth, full-fledged. Look at his skin, his teeth. Like, man, I'm not killing this dude. They said they let him go. They had him in the backyard. They could have did anything they wanted to him. They just poked at him, messed with him, and let him go. And he told me the story. I said, would you? He told me the story. He's like, yeah, man. I said, they ain't do nothing to you. He's like, no. He slapped me a little bit. And y'all sitting here trying to kill him because he's not the same person no more. This fame that he had has gone. He is not this squabbler and this shooter and all that. It's over with. One fight, social media, caused all that wreck. So you don't know what be going through these kids' minds, man, when they join in these gangs. Do not let your kids be a part of this unorganized, this dysfunctional. Had they killed that child that night, it would have been worthless. Nothing. It was not nothing. It was a worthless soul that they would have took. His mind was gone. He'd have been dead for nothing. And the one phone call stopped all that. And the one phone call stopped all that. To the commander who's supposed to be running this operation. Not you in the way. Well, I'm kind of glad I'm in the way. I like this dude. And, his life is over with as a gang member, obviously, but all these stories about this dude coming over here shooting and doing all that, and he got all this stuff on his forehead. He got the hood whacked up. All that's false. Who is saying that? Can we beat them up? Do we still do that? Remember we used to do that back in the day? If you lie on a homie and say he telling and comes to find out that he's not telling, what happens to him now? Oh, we can't do nothing to him because he got money. Oh, okay. He got money, so we can't touch him. So he gets to destroy another life, but nothing can happen to him. Remember that? Oh, man, we was at the party and he ran. Remember the investigation find out? Did he run? No. Okay, well, you got to get beat up. Did he run? Yeah, okay, well, we beat him up. What happened to all those rules like that? So, see, now anybody can say anything about anybody, and if you're not part of the in crowd as a Crip or Blood, guess what? People believe it. So now you got to fight for your life because behind, oh, everybody want to sex this girl, you know, he got money, and they saying, you know, this and that about this dude that ain't did nothing. This is a regular homie. He do everything he's supposed to do. He shoot, he fight, he go to jail, he don't turn down fades, none of that. But because this dude, her, him, this crew don't like him, they said that he, her, did this and that. Now all of a sudden, the in crowd turned against him. But when it come to find out that he, her didn't do it, now what happens to them? What happens to them? Nothing. Because they part of the in crowd. Man, you don't want your child to be part of no dysfunctional gangs out here. These weirdo gang members out here, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, calling themselves G's. No, you're not. Y'all generation is boo-boo. Man, need to knock it off, homie. I didn't mean to keep y'all this long, man. This is Dr. Crip, man. I'm sorry. We'll be back again tomorrow, hopefully. No, wait a minute. I got something to do tomorrow. We'll be back maybe Sunday. Westside Life, Soul, Tribalism. Tribalism. Soul Lord Tribalism. One move away. RW, Terrell Gaines. Del One Smoke 9-0. Andre Phillips, Girl Scout Cookies, Western Avenue, Queen XC. Hey, man, look, thank all y'all for coming through, man. Blessing me, man. We will be back again, man. This is Dr. Crip. Remember, no more in 24, man. And let's end the sickness out here, man. Do not let these 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old kids join any gang. Let's keep the gangs pressure on the gang. Man, y'all don't put nobody else on. No more gangs. All the gang prevention, intervention, people, do your job. No more in 24. Hey, man, if you an influencer, you getting paid because they said you get paid because you a gang member. That means you can stop people from getting put on gangs. So let's cut that string right there. No more in 24, man. I'm Dr. Crip. I'm out.